I carry my 9. And even all full and accurate coverage. That's okay.
Hello everybody, this is Hammer Striker here. Today I've got a couple of 10mm on the counter. I've got a Glock 29 Gen 4 and I've got a Glock 20 Gen 4. Basically what I've got here is the compact and the full-size offering in 10mm from Glock. And they're both very similar, but they both serve somewhat different purposes in what they're designed to do. So I'm going to start out with demonstrating that each of them is unloaded. These two guns are, as I mentioned, both chambered in 10mm. The Glock 20 holds 15 plus 1 and would be considered a full size, and the Glock 29 holds 10 plus 1 and is characterized as a compact. Glock doesn't make a subcompact in the 10mm. This would be as close as you get to it. And what you'll see between the two of them is they function basically the same trigger mechanism, same safety, same U-dot sights. So from that standpoint, they're functionally the same, but their size is the primary difference between the two of them. With the Glock 29, you're really getting a 2-finger grip, and if you put the magazine in, it does fit flush, and you can kind of put your pinky on, but it's not intended for that. This is really a 2-finger gun. This gun is meant for concealed carry, even pocket carry. I have pocket carried this with a DeSantis Nemesis holster. It's right on the edge of almost too big to pocket carry, but you put the pocket holster on it, and if you've got cargo shorts, you can easily pocket carry it. And it is meant for light hunting use. This was my first 10mm, and I used to take this with me when I was hog hunting. And it serves well for that purpose, but you're starting to get towards the edge of what you would want to do with this size of a gun. It can be a little bit challenging, especially with the hotter loads, to control it perfectly with a 2-finger grip. Though if you've got strong hands, I've got strong hands, I have no problem keeping this thing on target and getting quick follow-up shots with it. It's actually surprisingly easy to shoot for the power of the cartridge and the size of the gun. Unloaded, it weighs 26.83 pounds. It's 6.8 inches, 8 inches from the back to the front of it, and the grip height is 4.45 high, and it's 1.27 inches wide. So it's not a small gun, but it's also not a monster compared to some of the other offerings that other companies make in 10mm, where you get into a full-size 1911 style frame. This is one of the smallest 10mm that's out there, and it actually is highly controllable. It's even got a Picatinny rail if you want to add an accessory to it. Now if we move up to the Glock 20, this is more in the full-size territory, service gun size. You get a full 3-finger grip on it with no problem whatsoever controlling it. It is going to give you more muzzle velocity because 10mm is, a lot of unburnt powder leaves the muzzle on a shorter barrel 10mm, especially when you load the 10mm up towards the higher end of the spectrum. So as a result, you're going to get more felt recoil with this, because the longer the bullet's in the barrel with 10mm, the longer that powder is burning, the more energy is being built up. So it is kind of surprising that this has a little bit more felt recoil than the 29, but with the extra finger on the grip, it does give you a little more advantage in controlling that recoil and keeping this thing on target. When I got the Glock 20, it moved to be my sidearm for hunting. And I have no doubt that either one of these could take a hog down or even a black bear, but it would be my choice to have the longer barrel, a little bit more muzzle velocity, and that extra grip. However, you're truly outside the pocket carry territory, and this is really an inside the waistband or an outside the waistband gun. One thing I will note with 10mm, there's a huge variety in even the base spec for 10mm. You can get 10mm that's as weak as 40, and you can get 10mm even before you go into plus P territory. Some of the offerings from Underwood that are actually quite hot and starting to rival some of the Magnum revolver cartridges in foot-pounds of energy. So when I say this is good for hunting and good for target shooting, when you're target shooting just for fun, choose the loads at the lower end of the spectrum. When you're hunting and you're practicing for hunting, go up to that higher end of the spectrum and get the full potential of what 10mm offers. This, as you can see, also has a single notch Picatinny rail, so you can mount lights and lasers. And of course you can adjust the sights and replace the sights as you see fit. Now this gun is 8.03 from front to back, 547 tall, and it's the same 1.27 thick. And let me put these side by side so you can see a size comparison. So if I line them up side by side, you'll see that the Picatinny rail notch is almost perfectly aligned, but you've got almost another full inch at least of gun out in front of it. And when you look at the grip heights, you've got a full finger plus in additional height of the grip when you figure from the base of this magazine all the way up to the other magazine. So it's a significantly longer grip. And that's really what makes the difference between whether or not you could pocket carry one versus the other. The 29 just fits, even in cargo pants, it's at the edge. The 20 really kind of crosses the line. From a safety perspective, of course, they have the same Glock safety mechanisms. Both of them are drop safe, and both of them are fully safe to carry in any configuration that you can carry them, provided, of course, you've got the trigger covered. So if you're looking for a Glock 29 for personal defense, and you want to be able to carry it, you might look at the Glock 29. If you're looking for something for hunting, competition, or a good fun day at the range, you might want to move up to the Glock 20. If you can only pick one of them, if your budget says one gun is it, pick the 29. It's overall more versatile. The difference in muzzle velocity is obviously there, but either one of them is going to send a black bear or a hog or any other kind of four-legged or two-legged threat you might encounter on its way. And with the smaller footprint and the more flexible size of the 29, it's going to give you a little bit more overall flexibility, and you can, though it does look cumbersome, put the 15-round magazine from the 20 into a 29 and it'll fire it reliably all day. Just kind of resist the temptation to put your finger on it. Having a finger on the mag may, in some cases, compromise the reliability a little bit, even though I've never personally experienced that. So between the two, either one's going to give you an excellent gun. If you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, and have a great day. Thank you.
Half hour.